Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am really pumped for this video. I'm going to be sharing with you the new Clionadh shades that I picked up. I did have the opportunity to get them before they went live on the website because I was at the Polish and Beauty Expo in Chicago this last weekend. I went with a friend. We had a great time. Let me tell you, it was very odd coming from like the makeup lovers, the eyeshadow lovers side of the Clionadh world, and seeing so many people who were there for the Clionadh nail polish and had no idea about the eyeshadows. Like one lady in line next to me, I was like swatching. She's like, "Oh, are these pretty good eyeshadows?" I was like, yes. So I did have an opportunity to swatch and play. I really tried. I tried to go like this into it. They did have some of the pre-existing shades there to purchase as well, along with a lot of beautiful polish, all sorts of goodies. And I really tried to go in with blinders to just look at the new things because I wanted to get a curated collection. I, before this purchase, had, let's see here, 10, 12, I owned 14 shades. I almost doubled that because I did pick up 11 shades at the show. So I do have 6 of the Jewelled Lite Multichromes and 4 of the Dimensional Multichromes to share with you. I am going to be showing you swatches. I also, I do have 1 of the Jewelled Multichromes, the original, to compare formula to formula, so you'll be able to see that. And yes, I am doing eye swatches of every single shade that I got. I do have one of the pre-existing shadows. I will just tell you right now, I did go ahead and pick up Duchess. It's this beautiful glitter vibrant multichrome. I'm not going to be swatching that one today, but it was just one that I was like standing there and I'm like, ooh, pink and green. Ding, ding, ding. You know that I love it. I did not need it. I did not need it at all. It was sort of like the one like random thing that I decided to get. I'm not going to be showing you that one, but I will show you all of the new today. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Okay, so we are going to get into this. I do, by the way, obviously have one of the shadows on my eyelids right now. You'll see which one that is at the end of the video. I'm not doing any eye looks in this video. It's all just eye swatches showing you all the things. I wanted to keep this brief because I know the sale is going up tomorrow and I'm sure you're all doing your research. So I just wanted to help you out. I will, by the way, be making sure to leave chapters here as far as the 2 collections. So if you're just here for one or the other, hopefully that helps you and you can kind of like skip to what you need. All right, so we're going to jump into this right now. And as I just had an eye itch a moment ago, I realized I didn't even put mascara on. I have no mascara on. Who am I? It's been a lot. It's been a lot of swatching, wiping, all the things. But without further ado, let's get into the results of that. So here in the pan is the comparison to the original Forge, is the one in my hand, and then on the magnet is Forge Lite. So you can really see the difference in the background. Like they have the same shift, but that background in the original is so much deeper. So just in the initial swatching of these shades, I personally feel like I probably could have picked either Kiln or Smolder. So Kiln is the third in from my fingers and Smolder is the one right next to it. So obviously Kiln is a warmer, you know, reddish pink, and Smolder has more of that violet to it. I just feel like they both have that greeny amber. Again, Kiln is warmer, but I probably didn't need both. It will definitely depend on the eye swatches, but there is the swatch of all of those for you. All right, here we have the comparison of the Forge Lite and the original forge on the bottom. So you can see how the light version is definitely brighter, but doesn't have as much depth. And I personally feel like the original forge, that one brings out, you just can see the green shift a little bit more. I think that dark base just makes that green pop a bit more, but that's just me. I think that all the colors really are just a little bit richer in the original jeweled, but the effect is brighter in the new light version. In case you also wanted to see, here's a finger swatch. So this of course is the original, and then this is the light version. All right, as we get into these eye swatches, I just wanted to clarify that I'm gonna apply these the way that I would probably wear them, which is to wet my brush with Fix Plus, but not use a glitter glue. That isn't personally something that I would do. I just tend to not reach for glitter glue. So I just wanted to say that normally I would put a bit of a concealer down just to sort of hide some of the discoloration on my lids and give me a brighter effect, but I don't necessarily think that that's gonna make that much of a difference here in these eye swatches, and I'm obviously just gonna be wiping them right off. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. All right, I have to say I don't find the shift in this one to be quite as strong, just because I feel like straight on the sort of like greeny amber shift of this one is almost like lost and it almost just looks darker. So they say that Smolder Light is bright magenta, coral peach, yellow, lime. I'm gonna get the bright magenta, I get the yellow and the lime, but the yellow and the lime honestly almost come up like murk. Like not in a bad way, but to me it almost just looks like head on. I feel like this almost just looks like I maybe did like a darker outer corner. So it's not quite as strong. Like I feel like this one, Forge, has like that super strong shift from start to finish. This one isn't quite as much to me. Oh, and by the way, since I didn't say the description of this one, Clionadh says that Forge shifts bright coral, orange, yellow, lime. I see that. I see that coral, you know, that orangey bit, and then the lemon and the lime a little bit more. I just see that stronger. All right, let's do Sandblast now, which shifts bright copper, peach, and gold. I want to take just a little bit more into this inner corner here, just so that you can see, oh, the true like shift, because I feel like it's missing. All right, I totally just smeared fallout everywhere, but here you can see that beautiful copper. They say copper, peach, and gold. Honestly, I feel like this is like copper, orange, and like a green gold. It definitely has like that goldy, like that old gold feel to it, which I think is just from that gray base. It just gives it that like murk. It's very pretty though. This is gonna be great for fall. That was a swatching fail. I totally was gonna leave that one on so that we can compare the two, and I just wiped it off. But this next one we're going into is Kiln, and this one shifts bright red orange, or bright red, orange, yellow, chartreuse. All right, here we have Kiln. I feel like this angle really gives you the best look. The red is definitely more of like a pinky red, and then you have, it says orange and yellow into the chartreuse, but honestly, I almost just see that like middle tone as like a one color. It's almost like a orange yellow, like a kind of goldenrod, and then that chartreuse. But again, hopefully you can see it, but that green comes up definitely more murky on these than like the brightness that you get from the original Jewel collection. Let me know if you're seeing that as well. I'd be curious, but I just feel like the greens aren't quite as like vibrant in the ones that I've had so far. All right, we're switching up brushes, by the way. Before I was using the MAC 248, I'm just switching to the Rephr 2 brush for this now. And we're gonna go in with Trefoil. I'm gonna try it on this side, purposely using one of the greenier shades on this side to see how we feel. And then I'm going to blend these two shades out, my last two, just to see, because the brand said that you should be able to blend these ones without getting that murk and losing the shift. That was one of the pluses of this versus the original Jeweled collection. The lights, you're supposed to be able to blend more. We'll see. All right, so this one is listed as a bright lime, turquoise, and cobalt. I mean, I think you definitely see that. I think that's a great angle right there. The lime on the inside, that beautiful turquoise, and that blue. This is so, so pretty. I think that's like kind of like the best angle on my eye shape right now, that you can see that just with this lighting. Really pretty. Still very bright to me. So I really like that, but you can see what I meant about like out on this edge here. It just like gets a little grungy, which the black based ones did as well. But this one just definitely has more of that like vivid brightness. I think the like goldy feel that is in some of the others just gives it more of that like tarnished old gold feel. This is so pretty. Let's go ahead and get the other one on, and then we'll play with blending them out. All right, the last one is Burnish, and I'm excited for this one. I think this is a great place to go if you're looking for something that's multi-chrome, but still kind of in the realm of neutral. All right, you can just see the shift right here. This is so pretty. It is shifty, but to me, it's like the most natural shift of all of them. I mean, you definitely have bright tone here, but since it's this, what do they say that this one is? Burnish shifts copper, yellow, chartreuse, and mint. Let me get you a little closer. By the way, this is really classy. I'm just pulling my tripod in since this is as far as my camera will zoom right now. All right, now let's see how these edges blend. So I'm just gonna take my Larifay E12 and work a little bit. Usually when I'm trying to blend something like this out, I'll just take a little bit on the end of my brush. So I'm going back into Trefoil and just kind of like giving this a little bit of a blend. Okay, so I really like blew that out just so we could see. I have to say, you definitely still see a good bit of the shimmer and shift, and it isn't just like all of that gone away and just the base underneath. Let's go ahead. I'm just gonna wipe this off on my towel here, and we'll do the same on the other side. This is really nice because then if you wanted like these to be one and dones, you could very easily just like blur this edge out just a little bit. Or honestly, if you want something that is like still very strong shift, but I feel like once you start to blend the original Jeweled or any black based multi-chrome out, you do just have that black. So I feel like you almost have to have a dark crease shade to sort of like blend that in together. And with this, I just feel like you can really like blend these out. So that is one definite advantage to this. Because yeah, I mean, I can still see the shift and I'm not left with like a murky, darker line there. All right, I thought I would just zoom out a little bit so that you could see these. I mean, obviously I have not a lick of other makeup on my face right now, but that way you can just see what these would look like if you did just blend them out on your eye. I think that this looks relatively seamless. I mean, you don't get, again, that like line of murkiness from the black base, and this doesn't mean that you couldn't put a black base underneath this, right? I think that's one thing that makes this really special, is that you could very easily just put a black base. Like, you know that I love the Danessa Myricks Color Fix colors, so a black or a really dark shade, and that would give you that really deep base to intensify these shades more. You obviously could also like pack these on with a finger, but that isn't me. That's not how I wear eyeshadows, because every single time I even try, I get it all over from my nails. Like, it's just a hot mess, and I just don't prefer to do it that way. So if you're like me and you are not team fingers, this is the result that you're going to get. So now let's move into the other ones that I have to share with you. Honestly, I am very excited for the Dimensional Multichromes because there's just something so dimensional to these. They are so shifty and so sparkly and just very wonderful. I can't wait to dig my little fingers into them and get them on the eyes. Let's do it right now. All right, here with 4 of the new Dimensional Multichromes. This first shade is Solder, then we have Redox, and then the third one is Ferric, and the fourth is Tarnish, and that is from my finger, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that. So hopefully, I'm gonna try to get up pretty close here. Hopefully you can see how much dimension and like multi-colored sparkle these have to them. I mean, they are just so pretty, and I think that that's something that really makes these special is they have a lot of little micro glitter to them and also a beautiful shift. Like, and by micro glitter, I mean like the tiniest little flecks. All right, here we go with eye swatches. We're gonna go in with Solder first, which is said to shift pink, peach, yellow, green with multicolored micro glitter. Okay, I have to say, just upon first application, and keep in mind, I just put on 6 eyeshadows, so 3 eyeshadows on this eyelid already, but I do feel a little bit of glittery feel when I'm applying this. It could totally just be me, and again, my eyes could be very sensitive right now. All right, here we have Solder. Now, they say that this one is pink, peach, yellow, green with the multicolored micro glitter. Now, the glitter definitely makes the shift like not as apparent just because the glitter is so multifaceted that I think it warms everything up. So to me, also, I just see like kind of that purpley pink and then that yellow and then the green. But because there is so much glitter, oh, totally just like bumped that down. Because there is so much glitter, I feel like you don't see this shift quite as strong because it almost takes on the yellow of that glitter. But this is really pretty. It's very grungy because of that base, but I cannot wait to play with this one more. It's so good. Seriously, these have so much sparkle. Okay, so what do they say that Redox is? Shifts lilac, pink, green, aqua. So the color might not be coming up quite as bright or like quite as true. I personally, so lilac, pink, I just keep missing that second shade. Maybe, like I said, maybe if I had like a semicircle for an eyeball, I'd see it, but I really just see like that lilac, which to me is a little, it's more like grungy purple into like green, yellow, and then like that deeper, I don't know that I'd call it an aqua, but it is, you know, like a bluer green, but still not quite an aqua. I'm gonna pull you in just a little bit more. Again, this is another like murky, grungy, because of the base of these, I'll see with these other two, but with the base of these, I do think you have to be into like a, you know, a deeper kind of grungy look. It brightens it up with the sparkle, but you know, it's definitely more of like an instant magical smoky situation. Okay, our last 2 shades. We're gonna get into Ferric and Tarnish. I cannot wait. So Ferric, I think, was the first one that I was like, yes, I need that one. Oh, probably not a surprise. It says it shifts from rose, gold, lime, aqua with micro colored glitter and a silvery sheen. Oh, I should say that they said the silvery sheen about Redox as well. So let's get into it. So again, I'm just gonna use this Refer brush. I was tempted to use a synthetic brush, but I do think with this formula, it's gonna be really helpful to have something, even if it is a synthetic, you want it to have like some toothsomeness. Yeah, we're gonna go with that, just so that it can pick up that texture, that glitter. So I'm just gonna stick with this brush, but I have been cleaning it off in between very well, so we don't get any like cross-contamination of sparkle here. Ooh, okay, this is so pretty. Okay, you know what this is giving me the vibes of is those shades from other brands where they have, it's like a brighter sort of like rose into green, but this has that like murky base that's like that dirty, grungy vibe. Okay, so here you can see, I will say that sheen, again, the sheen of this really starts to take over the shift of that, but you are left with like so much going on. It's like, whoa, what am I looking at like right now? Like, what color is this? I see a bit of that rose at the beginning here. I think that, you know, to really get this, you'd have to have like very rounded eyes. I don't necessarily have that, but I do see the rose into the gold, and then that, I don't know that I necessarily see, I guess I do see some lime. Again, this shade that they're calling aqua, I don't necessarily think it's aqua. I think it's a little bit more of like a green, but it's very pretty. However, I feel like that sparkle just sort of like mixes up the shift a little bit. But I mean, look at that. Let's get a little closer and see. And it's very, very pretty, like a lot going on there. All right, our last shade is Tarnish, which is said to shift lime green aqua with a multicolored micro glitter and a golden sheen this time. So the last two have been silver. This one has been said to be golden. We will see. Oh yeah, definitely golden. Okay, I don't know how much of that application you got because I forgot. It's definitely more golden. Like you can see, even just comparing these two, what they mean by a silvery sheen versus a golden sheen. I think they're both very pretty. This one to me has less mega shift to it. Like truly, what do they say this is? Lime green, aqua, lime green, aqua. Okay, yeah, so I do see a little bit more aqua out of this one. I think that the color of this is more bold. Like this is more grungy, this is more bold. This actually gives me a bit of the vibes of, which one is this? Trefoil. So almost as if it was Trefoil Light with more sparkle added to it. Anybody else get those vibes since I just had that one on my eye? I'm gonna pull you in just a little bit here so you can see that gold sparkle, like really just, or that gold sheen, I guess I would say, like you definitely see that. I mean, it's got some beautiful depth to it. And like I said, a brighter tone or like more saturated color. It's just like a lot more intense. I'm gonna zoom you out just a second here. Now, I will say I felt that like little bit of grit. Again, that could be that it's just like, that it's just my eyeballs. I mean, it doesn't feel like a eye glitter. It just, I could feel it going on the eye more, but again, that's probably just my sensitive eyes. That being said, I am going to go and get a little bit of makeup on other than two different eyeshadows. I have some thoughts. I'm gonna let you know those, and also like if there's anything that I felt like I could have skipped out on as far as the shades that I picked up. I will be right back. All right, really quick before I zoom out, I did just want to show you this completed look. All I did was I took Tarnish because I already had it on one eye. I kept that on and then just went into the Surge palette from Blend Bunny and just popped a couple of the greens on. And that's what we ended up with. So you can see just how sparkly yet shifty this looks. And I don't feel like this shade is the most shifty of the bunch, but you still see a lot of beautiful dimension from this. Like it just looks like wet. It looks wet on the eye. All right, now let's get into my thoughts. All right, lovelies, I hope you enjoyed that swatch party. if you did, and if you do appreciate my eyelids taking a beating, don't forget to give this video a like. It does really help me out. But I just wanted to give you my thoughts on what I picked up. So again, here we have the 6 jeweled light that I got and the 4 dimensional multichromes. So as far as the jeweled light, again, like I said, I do think that these are going to be great if you like to wear something that doesn't have that black base, whether that's because you're looking for something that's just not quite as like deep without that like slightly grungy vibe that it can have, or if you're someone that wants to wear something more blown out and not have to worry about getting that like murky gray edge, I think this is going to be great. You still have the opportunity to be able to put a black base underneath this to get more of that intensity, but I do think that this is a nice option for someone who doesn't necessarily always want that. That being said, I do sort of regret getting the shade, which is it, Smolder. It's pretty. I just find that it doesn't have quite as much of a shift as I would prefer. It also is just, it just has a little bit more of that murkiness. I have to play around with it a little bit. You know, maybe if I put a different colored base underneath, I can get something kind of fun. You know, for the price, I mean, you are looking at $24.99 Canadian dollars, otherwise around 19 in US dollars. Like, every shade should really just like give me a lot of joy. And this one, when I put it on, I was like, it's pretty. I just don't know that it's something that I'm going to utilize all the time. And again, that's why I didn't pick up the more like blue blurple shades, because I knew that it wasn't something that I was going to use. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, this like sort of magenta shade, I think I would wear. It's just, there's something in the shift of it. It just isn't as much for me, but all of the others I do really like. I think, you know, also I'm proud of myself for not getting like wrapped up in the moment and swatching everything and being like, this is my opportunity to get all of these. And I sort of like held myself in. So I think that these are going to be lovely. I do think that, you know, during the sale is going to be a great time to pick these up. I honestly could have probably gotten them for even less expensive if I had waited, because between the sale giving you a discount, I believe it's going to be 13% off, but affiliate codes do stack, then you have that opportunity to get a discount on a discount. So that is really nice. Now let's get into these dimensional multichromes. Now this, I think, is just such a beautiful formula. If you like a lot of sparkle, I mean, this shade on my eyes right now, it just has so much. It just has so much going on. I will say, by the way, I don't think that I noted that when I put this one on. It was this shade in particular. It picked up really easily on that brush, and I had a lot on the brush. So when I laid it down, I did feel like it got a bit of a thicker look to it. So I will see how this wears. By the way, I'll make a note of it, whether I've like noted it down at the bottom of the screen somehow, or if it's in the comments, just to tell you how this wears for the rest of the day, because I will leave it on. But it just, I mean, there's just so much beautiful dimension. Aptly named shadows. Thank you very much, Clionadh. So I think that these are lovely. I don't think that you see quite as much of that like very stark shift, because the fractal shine that comes off of the sparkle in here distracts from like color. You know what I mean? Because there is so much multicolor. How many times can I do this with my fingers? That being said, I love all 4 of these shades. I won't lie, my sparkle lover's heart is itching to get the other shades that I didn't pick up at the show, but I also know that I just wouldn't reach for them that much. And, you know, for the price of these shadows, I can just kind of like slow my roll a little bit. I do have some beautiful shades in my collection. Even if I just need to like layer a little bit to get some of that feel, I can kind of like fudge it a little. So I'm very happy with what I picked up. I am certainly happy with all 4 of the shades that I got in the dimensional multichromes. I do think if you are a super sparkle lover, the dimensional is the way to go. If you are someone who prefers something that you just see that like shift and you don't want a lot of like the glittery vibe, then I would go with the jeweled light. So hopefully that helps you. Again, just for the details on this sale. So Clionadh says that the entire stained glass collection is going to be restocked, at least they're just saying there is a restock. I guess I can't guarantee that it's going to be everything, but the sale goes from the 20th to the 24th, and you can get 13% off, and you can also use affiliate codes. I do believe that also the circle shadows will be on sale for $5. I actually have some of the circle shadows. I hauled those. It's probably been like a year ago now, and I really do like those as well. I'll be curious to see what's in stock. Who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing a purchase. I don't know. I am right now saying I'm not going to, but we'll have to see. If I do, I'm sure you'll see it on this channel in the future, but I hope that this has helped you and helped you decide what shades you want to get. If you do want to pick any of these up, if I'm doing this right, this video should be going up the night before the sale. I will try to answer any of your questions before the sale goes live. I do also have to say that I know that Millie from Bad to the Brow did a video comparing the Jewelled Lite to the Jewelled Multichromes, and also did swatches, I believe, of the shades. She always has great content, so if you're looking to see more of the shades, I would definitely direct you over there. Millie is awesome. Tell her I said hi. And that's gonna be it for today, lovelies. I hope you had a good one. Let me know which shades you're getting down below in the comments. I would really love to know, and I will see you really soon.